Conlin joins us right now. Hello, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
So, it was very important to me that you get in here today because with all the stuff going on with the Oscars, you actually were here a week or so ago talking about your predictions and stuff, and you said that you thought Parasite was going to be the one,
Yes.
and you were putting all your chips on the table for Parasite.
I was, and last night, if I was a betting woman, I would say that Parasite wasn't going to win Best Picture, just because the way that Laura Dern won, Brad Pitt won,
We're going
Renee
for all
Zellweger.
these old
Yes,
favorites,
exactly.
these repeat artists.
Yes, all the favorites were winning, and then Parasite won Best Picture, and I was so happy. Bong Joon-ho, a fan favorite. He is just so endearing, John. I mean, his speech, he made Martin Scorsese cry. He talked to Quentin Tarantino and said, Quentin, I love you. Thanks for giving me a chance. He's just a class act, and I just hope that he does really big things. So that was so exciting for me.
So I think we have a clip. This is where it all went wrong for me, to be honest with you. When Brad Pitt took the stage for the Best Supporting Actor. And Stevie, do we have that, Brad Pitt? Yeah.
Brad Pitt. Once upon a time.
Yes, him getting up there and making cracks about the impeachment, not ideal. I thought it felt a little flat.
Who would think that you would have Brad Pitt standing up there advocating on behalf of John Bolton? It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it?
I don't think the audience loved it either.
I don't think so.
From what I saw, I felt like the room was very quiet, but it's Brad Pitt's year, and he won, and I'm happy for him. Cliff Booth that was his role, so good for him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought, 45 seconds he had, that's about how long I watched, and then I flipped back on DVR a little later on just so I could talk to you today and sound like I knew what I was talking about.
Right.
But it looked like to me when they brought the cast of Parasite up there, it looked like that was like South Korean audience. Thank you for watching all our films. Thank you for giving us feedback. Like they were talking to their audience who it seemed like they've been making movies for years, and that was like their production family. That's how I felt about it.
Right. The cast was also so gracious to be up there. They were so excited. I also personally am a fan favorite of Sharon Choi, who's Bong Hive's, or that's his hashtag, Bong Hive, his translator. She's incredible. She's been with him since the start, and now she's a star herself.
Do you think he speaks English?
He does speak a little. He does.
Yeah.
From what we can see, he understands some, and he kind of ends his speeches in English, which is great.
What do you think, Frankie?
I mean, clearly he knew enough to thank everyone and say he was going to go drinking, and to quote Marty Scorsese. I am curious about your take, Lauren, about the format this year. This is the second year that there was no host. Last year, it was because of the controversy involving Kevin Hart. This year, it was intentional. They planned to do it with no host because the ratings went up last year when they had no host. I'm curious, what did you think about the pacing and kind of the overall cohesion of the show with no host?
Yeah, I felt the loss of no host. I felt like Steve Martin and Chris Rock did an incredible job to start. They had high energy and they were very funny. I also felt like Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig did an incredible job as well, and I wanted more from them. The pacing with the introductions was a little weird to me, but the musical numbers also made it very,
and
very
the show
interesting.
still managed to run over, so I don't know why they needed those introductions. I'll be honest, aside from Parasite, which is very unexpected and very exciting, especially when they took the spotlight spotlight off of them and shun it on Jane Fonda, only to have it back by popular demand on the Parasite crew. I thought it was kind of a boring show. Nothing really went wrong. Nothing too outlandish.
Eminem went wrong.
I mean, so I liked Eminem. I thought he did well. What was your take?
I thought it was very, very cool that Eminem was there. Everybody was like, wait, what? Eminem? But
I don't understand why he was there.
Yeah, well, that's
it made
what I'm saying.
Well,
You
they
said
were
what
paying-
went wrong. It went
they were
wrong.
paying-
That's what went wrong.
they were paying tribute to songs from films, and that song was a very big part of 8 Mile. So.
He was lip syncing. I mean, it was, he won an Academy for it. It looked like he was lip syncing. His pants were falling down, then kept falling out of his pocket. It looked like
You're
a production.
so funny.
What?
I liked it. I don't know. I liked it.
It was a production nightmare, if you ask me. Aside from whoever made the choice, to bring him in. I love Eminem.
Me too.
I'm down
Me
with him
too.
as an
I
artist.
do.
I do want to get your perspective as a woman in media about there were a lot of instances where they seemed to try to promote women. It looked to me like they were trying to make up for the exclusion of Greta Gerwig or any other woman from the Best Director category. And they made a big deal that they were bringing out a woman to conduct the orchestra for 90 seconds. Now, first of all, I found it a little patronizing. And second, if this woman was such a great conductor, why couldn't she be good enough to conduct the whole show?
Right. I totally get what you're saying. I do think that they are aware that not enough women are involved in this, and it is very strange because it's Hollywood, so they should have more women involved. So I totally get what you're saying. I do think that there was a few females that were snubbed this year, like Chinonye Chukwu. She's a female director and writer, and she wrote the movie Clemency, which just came out. I feel like she was definitely snubbed. I don't think Greta Gerwig was snubbed. I think she was recognized. That's my opinion on that, but yeah.
There's supposedly Obama-produced documentary won some award at the Academy
Best
Awards.
documentary.
Best documentary. That's strange.
Yeah. Well, no, I thought I saw the film.
American Factory.
Right. I saw the film, and I don't think we have the video, but we'll play it later. I saw the film. I loved it. I think it was. Did you see it, Lauren?
I did not.
I thought it was amazing. The one thing that I found incredibly bizarre, I thought the documentarians, their speech was great, and then she finishes the speech by quoting the Communist Manifesto and Karl Marx by saying, "Workers of the world unite." I was blown away. When was the last time you heard the Communist Manifesto quoted in an Oscar speech?
Bizarre. It was definitely bizarre, and Obama's 2 for 2. He won the Nobel Peace Prize for doing nothing. And now he's won an Academy Award for doing nothing. Seems like, he's the golden child. Maybe he should run for president. Can he run for president again?
He cannot.
He cannot. He's
I'll correct you now, John, because, we don't want to make people wait for later. He's actually 3 for 3. He actually won a Grammy as well. 2 Grammys, actually.
2 Grammys, an Oscar, and a Nobel Peace Prize. Wow.